Sociology by Kelly Sloan. I've learned a lot in this class so far, and I've learned a lot about what what it means to have your family teach you morals and values, and the different effects that different groups and different people have on your sociology education. So some of the morals and values that I've learned from my family have been that you should always treat people with respect, always treat people the way that you want to be treated, that you should never say anything against anybody or treat anybody badly. You never know what somebody else is going through. And some of the norms that they've taught me are like, don't speak to strangers, always greet people with a smile and a kind word, think before you speak, you never know what someone is going through, and always apologize, which I take to another level because I typically apologize for everything. And some of the things that my peer groups have taught me have been that some of the morals and values I've seen a lot of the ones that I have instilled in other people. And so I think that really helps. It helps to be with like-minded people. I think that's something that typically people look for. And then some of the norms that they've taught me are treat others how you want to be treated, the same as like what I've learned from my parents. Don't be rude, always treat others with respect, don't interrupt someone when they're talking. And then there's school. Some of the morals and values that I've learned in school have been things, especially that my parents have taught me, kind of just reinforced, and help me with right from wrong, and things like don't cheat on tests, don't and help somebody if they need it. You never know when you might need help. You always want to treat people, treat people well and help them. Some of the things I've learned, like norms that they've taught me, are stay in school. It will set you up for a successful life. And things like never do drugs, always, listen to like your teachers. And then there's in school, I kind of got to decide who I wanted to spend time with, which kind of reflects on how you are as a person. You see the people that you spend time with, and you kind of notice that they have a lot of the same views and a lot of the same kind of like-mindedness that you have. With sports, I went to games with people from school and also my peer groups. My parents were never much into sports, so I didn't really pick that up too much from them. As far as the community, learned always help out in the community where you can, because it's the right thing to do, to help people, show you care, and I learned that from my parents, also in school and my peer groups as well. And then my parents kind of shaped the job that I wanted. I want to work in business. I really want to work with veterans. My dad was a veteran, and so I think that really helped shape to what I wanted to do. Right now I work at Citibank, which is an office type setting, and I think that also, I like what I do. I help people, help them with their bills, and I think that's important because that's a big stressor for people. And then finally my workplace. You make lasting friendships in your workplace. You things that I've learned, like norms that I've been taught there, are like always make eye contact so that it shows your confidence. Always, talk yourself up. make sure that people know that you know that you are the one to do the job. Always be on time. That's an important thing, to be punctual. And then as far as the workplace with sports, I we talk about sports, both the men and the women. I like hockey, so I kind of talk to more people that are geared towards hockey rather than like basketball or football. I watch football, but I'm not as big into it as hockey. And for the values and morals, I know what's right and wrong. I mean, from when I've learned, as a child. And so with right and wrong, I know what to do and what not to do. And so if I see something being done wrong at work, I'm going to step up and say something, because it is the right thing to do. As far as religion, I did go to church as a child, and I I believe in God. I did have a lot instilled in me by my parents, who helped to, I mean, obviously they were the ones that first introduced me to religion, but they were, they very much let me know that if I wanted to choose my own religion, that was completely up to me, that I was not required to believe the way that they did. But I chose to, and I think that it's so important to work in the community, and I learned that from church as well. It did reinforce my career because I looked for a company that had a lot of community involvement, and because it's really important. And it also, um, I didn't learn a lot about sports from religion, but with sports comes community also, and so I mean that kind of reinforced. And then the government really didn't teach me about morals and values. I consider the government, it's it's a lot of questionable things happen. Um, so I kind of stick with the morals and values that were taught to me by my parents. Um, but they did, however, shape my career aspirations, because I want to work with veterans, and it would be for the government. But I don't want to work in the political side because I'm not a political person. Some of the norms that they did teach me, though, is, do the right thing, and you shouldn't lie, even though I know that's, something that's questionable with the government. Sometimes people think that they lie, but it's wrong to lie. It's better to tell the truth in all aspects. And the last one, mass media. Um, the media likes to gain viewers. Morals and values aren't really their main focus. They want to make sure that they have viewers, and one of the things that gets viewers are things that have that cause panic, and so they don't really look at the morals and values. Some norms that they have taught are, dress for the job you want, don't trust everything you hear, because mass media does like to say things that aren't always true. And some other norms are always make eye contact. And then it did teach me that everything is not as it seems. It didn't really influence my friends, but it did teach me to be wary of people, and always question everything before I find out if it's accurate or not. The media is very good at shaping how you view sports and sports teams, because they're the ones reporting on it. But this is what I've learned. I enjoy sociology. I think it's really important. I mean, it shapes, the beginning of who you are. And I very much look forward to the rest of this class, and I thank you.